Andy's POV. I was woken up by a knock on my door. I checked the time. It's 3:24 in the morning. Who could be at the door at this time of night? I went to open the door to see Rory standing there. Rory? Hi, Andy. Apologies for waking you. No, it's fine. What brings you here? Did you find a place? No, I didn't have much luck. During our conversation, I noticed that he had his arm in a death grip. Hey Rory, is your arm okay? You've been holding it like it's injured or something. He glanced at his arm. I could see blood streaming down his arm and onto the floor. Yeah. 'Tis just a bit of a scratch, nothing much. All right. Well, come inside. There are bandages and medical supplies in the bathroom. Thank you. As he walked to the bathroom, I went to the closet, grabbed some spare blankets, and put them in the guest room. Ow, shit. You all right, Rory? He walked out wrapping a bandage around his wound. Yeah, it just stung a bit. Okay. Well, I put blankets in the spare room for you. Thanks again for letting me stay here, Andy. It's nothing really. You needed somewhere to stay and I had a spare room. It was the least I could do. I showed him to the spare room. He said goodnight and went into his room as I went to mine. The next day, we went out to explore the town a bit. It was Rory's idea since he said he didn't like being cooped up in one place for a long time. While we were walking, I let curiosity get the better of me. So Rory, what happened last night? You had a pretty bad cut on your arm. He looked at me as if I'd just accused him of murder or something. It was nothing. Just fell and got cut on a bench. I could tell he was lying, but part of me didn't want to bug him about something he didn't want to talk about. Don't worry. I'm very accident-prone. That's why I had lots of basic medical supplies. Well, lucky you did. Yeah. So, what's it like to travel to different places? Oh, it's quite fun actually. I kind of see it as a game. Each town is like a new level to complete and dash. I was listening to Rory as we walked, but I got a glimpse of someone and stopped. It was Melody. She was walking with Felix, who had a bag on for some reason. I must have zoned out because Rory almost shouted my name. Andy. Oh, Rory, you startled me. Were you exploring space or something? What? You zoned out, staring at something. What was it? Oh, I just saw two of my friends. That's cool. Which friends was it? It was Melody and Felix, but I'm wondering why Felix had a bag. Rory must have started to think. How old is Felix, if you don't mind me asking? 15, why? Then he must be going to classes. Classes? Okay, out of everything I heard from Rory, this confused me the most. Classes? Yeah. You go to a building where there are people to teach arithmetic, language skills, and all of that. Have you ever been to classes? Nope, but my friend, Claus, taught us some of those things. So you were homeschooled? Same here. If that's what you call it. I guess he's going to classes since Claus must be busy or lives nowhere near them to teach him. That's a reasonable assumption. We continued to walk around and explore the town. We eventually walked past the road that leads towards the farm. I felt uneasy walking past that road as if something from the past was following me. Are you all right there, Andy? Yeah, mostly. What's up? You know that road we just passed? He looked behind us. 73rd Street? What about it? Well, that road goes by the farm I moved from. When we passed it, I felt as if something from there was following me. something I had to deal with before that scared me. It could probably just be your subconscious acting up. What? When I see something that reminds me of home or my parents, my subconscious makes me feel guilty for leaving and all that. Might be the same thing for you. Oh. Don't worry, Andy. The feeling will go away eventually if you forget about it. If you say so, Rory. We kept walking and ended up at the park we were at yesterday, but it was a bit different. A spot was completely taped off for some kind of investigation. I wanted to find out what was going on and Rory hesitantly followed. I found an officer and asked what was going on. Excuse me, sir? Yes, kid? What happened here? A man appeared at the hospital with major wounds late last night around 3:18 a.m. Said he got in a fight with someone about you and your friend's height. Rory came to my apartment around that time, maybe he saw something. He died earlier today from his injuries, so we are seeing if we can find anything to help us find the person for their side of the story. Do you two happen to know anything? No, sir. Me and Rory left here to go home at around 10 p.m. last night. He looked at me but mainly looked at Rory as if he knew him. Your name is Rory? Rory Rabbit? How does he know his name? And no, sir. My name is Rory, but I'm Rory Redentia, sir. He lied. Why did he lie? Oh, sorry for the confusion, kid. No problem, I get confused for him a lot. Me and my friend should leave. Goodbye, sir. Rory grabbed my arm and led me away from the park and towards my apartment, occasionally looking behind us till we get to my street. Rory, what the hell is going on? You just lied to an officer about your identity. Rory looked around. Don't mention that. Why did you lie to an officer though? You could go to jail. Let's just go inside, then I'll tell you. As we go upstairs to my apartment, I noticed that Rory was a bit upset and mumbling something the whole way there. When I unlocked the door and went inside, Rory shut the door and sat in a chair, and so did I. I was nervous about what he might say. Was he a criminal? A thief? A murderer? Okay, I don't think that he's a killer. I should let him speak. Rory, what is going on? He looked uneasy but eventually spoke. You know how I said I was on a little adventure? Yes, why? Well, when I left home, I said nothing to anyone. I didn't leave a note or anything. A month into my adventure, I saw these in towns near my city. He got a folded-up piece of paper and handed it to me. I opened it to see a photo of a kid in a fancy outfit. They looked like Rory, then I read the paper. Missing, Rory Rabbit. Last seen 4/13/05 at the Rabbit family residence. Age 18. He is a pale, quiet kid with grayish-white hair with goldish-yellow eyes. Reward, $1 billion. $1 billion? For a child that you don't pay attention to? Now I know why he won't return. This is from 2 years ago. Yeah. Your parents offer that much for you, yet they don't give much attention to you. That's just wrong. Yeah, so I stayed hidden and used that fake name, grew my hair out, and all that so I blend in with the common crowd. Oh. I knew this was rough for him, but I still had to ask something. Rory. Yeah. What exactly happened last night? He looked at me, shocked as if I told him his greatest secret or something. I guess. I killed someone who tried to hurt me. He was in the park and someone tried to hurt him? Someone tried to hurt you. Yeah, while I was trying to find a place and couldn't, I realized that I left my journal in the park and ran back to get it since it had some personal stuff about me in it. I went to grab it when someone came up behind me and told me that I was going with him so he could ransom double the amount of the reward money from my parents. I refused and told him to fuck off. He grabbed me and held a knife to my throat and said I was going with him. Oh my, he went through this? I don't know what I would have done in that situation. I kept listening to him. He was much taller than me, so I had trouble trying to get out of his grasp. I kicked him as hard as I could and almost got out of his grasp. He grabbed my arm, so I tried to fight him, but my arm got cut. I used my free hand to get my pocket knife out of my bag and got ready to defend myself. After a few minutes of fighting, he was very wounded. I cleaned my blood off of his knife and cleaned my knife. Then I grabbed my journal and booked it to your place. Rory. I don't know how to react. Why, you're not going to turn me in or send me back home, are you? He looked very upset, and if I was in his place, I would be too. No, Rory, I won't. I won't send you back to a home where you are clearly not cared about, nor will I turn you in for protecting yourself. I will even help you stay hidden too. His eyes lit up and he ran over and hugged me. Thank you, Andy. You are truly the greatest friend anyone could ask for. No problem, Rory. I couldn't imagine the 2 years of hell he had faced. I don't even want to, but he's safe here. I'll help him stay hidden.